this is the end result, and I genuinely hate looking at it. It just pisses me off. Even now, I don't want to even... I drew every day for a year. What's the progress? Was it worth it? Did I make progress?
I'll cut right to the chase. PewDiePie started drawing for the first time about a year ago. And he went from this to this in just 1 year. What? How? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, is it? Did he cheat? What's the magic formula here? Is there some hidden shortcut to success in art? If this is true, how can you replicate this level of progress? Let's find out in this video. Now, I already reacted to his 30 days and 100 days art progress in details in my previous video, so go check it out if you haven't watched it yet.
Day 1. A self-portrait? Yes. Yes.
So, day 1, he started here. As a complete beginner, this is totally normal and acceptable. But then, 365 days later, he's creating digital art like this. The art's alright. There are probably millions of artists who can draw way better. But that's not important. What's important is that he got here in just 1 year. For most artists out there, this sort of progress takes years and years. Then how did PewDiePie make it possible? Is he really an art god?
I'm just beginner.
Well, not really. He is very much like you and I. But if you just look at this progress alone, it's very easy to get disheartened and demotivated by this, in a way. You feel like, oh, superior genes, he's setting unrealistic goals, toxic exhibitionism, he's a millionaire and he has all the money and time in the world, he can do whatever he wants, blah blah blah, and you'll end up comparing your progress with that of his and just feel sad and depressed. But it's way more than that. You need to look deeper. You need to witness his journey, and you'll realize that there's absolutely nothing out of the ordinary about his progress. In fact, the only extraordinary thing here is PewDiePie's discipline, which many of us lack. We get easily demotivated or give up the moment we face a setback, but PewDiePie didn't. In case you haven't been following his art journey, the answer is very simple: consistent practice. He drew every single day for 365 days. And he did it with persistence, dedication, and discipline. And that's not easy at all.
It's just a mess. So frustrated trying to understand.
I'm cringing so hard. It's very frustrating looking at these. I just can't seem to get it.
It's awful. I really thought I would be better, but here we are, so.
He genuinely worked hard and he genuinely struggled a lot in the beginning, like everybody else.
Actually, sometimes I drew stuff and I'm like, oh, that one's not that bad actually. These are not that bad. I quite like these. What happened? Why can't I do it every time? I don't want to sound like arrogant, but I looked at these and I was like, I couldn't believe I drew them. I drew these? How?
Faced a few ups and a lot of downs, but slowly he overcame a lot of hurdles, challenged himself constantly by raising the bars, and soon he found real joy in drawing and started enjoying the process.
Finally, I just felt like a click. I could draw these super quick and it was fun. I was just sketching random stuff and I really enjoyed it. After 24 days, I was finally having fun.
He then realized that he loved drawing and continued doing it with passion.
People were so encouraging on the video and I really enjoyed picking up drawing. So I kept going and I did a 100-day one and people enjoyed it even more. There was no way I was gonna stop. I had to do at least a year. And here we are.
And honestly, he couldn't have done it without the overwhelming support from his fans and the online art community. And all that support just kept him going. Most of us are not that privileged, not that lucky. Support doesn't always come easy, which is why staying consistent can be very difficult for many of us. I mean, even with 142,000 subscribers, I still struggle to get even 1,000 views on my videos and occasionally a couple of comments. But just those couple of supportive comments keep me motivated to bring you guys more videos. So yeah, support does matter a lot.
When I started going to the gym like 7 years ago, I was not in shape at all. But I remember thinking, I've done it once. Now I just gotta keep going and then eventually I'll hit my goal. All you gotta do is keep practicing. That's all it takes. You know, you don't get better unless you actually put in the work, right?
This journey is incredibly motivational, and with his insane reach, he is inspiring millions of artists to pick up the pencil or brush and start drawing again. And that's beautiful. Especially in the age of AI, more of us need to actually draw, work on sharpening our skills, and just get better with practice instead of relying more and more on computers and cheap shortcuts.
Like, why can't I draw? It doesn't get better. I was panicking at this point. Why is it so hard to draw? Why did no one tell me?
So as a beginner, he was struggling a lot in the beginning. He needed a direction. So after a while, he watched a bunch of tutorials online, which really helped.
Here's when I started to look up tutorials and stuff online. You think it'd be better, but they all kind of look like they have some sort of allergy.
100 days later, he could actually spot mistakes in his old art and fix them. A very good sign of progress.
The chin is very big. I probably would have made it something more like, I wonder if I can fix it. Damn, such a simple change and it's already so much better.
There you go. Result of tireless practice.
After 30 days, this was the progress of my first video. I was so happy with it, and I think I should be, because the progress is definitely there. So this is my progress after 82 days, 84, and I really think here's where I peak if you wanted to just improve as much as possible in the shortest time. I think just adding colors on papers is so satisfying to look at, kind of forgives a lot of the anatomy errors, the poor line work, the sketches still being there. Like, it's just nice to look at regardless. But yeah, this is the last thing I drew for my 100-day video. I did it.
As you saw right there, he improved a lot in 100 days, and during that time, he kept raising the difficulty level for himself. He tried drawing faces, then when that felt easy, he learned to draw full bodies. Then he moved to drawing with pen, then he tried adding colors, then tried redrawing and studying from complex manga references. But after 100 days, he realized he's been making a big mistake this whole time.
Don't do what I did. I just kept drawing the same things. Anime girl. Too much anime. Just bad. Just bad. I was trying to be technical and like give myself notes so I can improve.
You can see he's critiquing his own art, but I feel these look really good.
I wanted to be more consistent. I think that's why I kept doing this. But if I had to redo it, absolutely not. This is where I should have moved on to something else. I should have just drawn anything else. Like, I needed mileage more than anything. So it just...
The line art looks so good. Holy crap. The line thickness variation is spot on. Really well done. So once he realized he's gotten too comfortable with drawing girls, he leveled up the game and tried drawing boys for a change.
Finally, I move on and I draw boys. This is the boys arc. I drew so much guys from anime because I thought I drew so many mangas. A huge thanks to other YouTubers that reacted to my video. I think that was so cool to see and actually get encouraged by professionals. I really appreciated that.
And a lot of people had trouble believing that his art progress of day 1 to day 100 is actually legit. People started assuming that he already had an art background and was never really a beginner to begin with.
Another thing was that people said I had an art background. That was like a rumor that went around, but no, I do not. I have not studied art. That was the whole point of this video. I have not drawn since I was a kid, but I loved doing Photoshop. Before YouTube, I loved Photoshopping images. An insecurity of mine was brewing. So to draw directly was so difficult. I need to learn how to draw without the whole circle thing again. This method is so helpful.
New challenge. And how did he tackle this one? He got a brush pen.
So I bought this pen. This pen is amazing. It's a brush pen, and if you squeeze it, ink comes out, and you can draw really slim lines or really thick lines really quickly. I was gonna force myself to use this pen, even though it looks like shit. I was gonna really, I'm gonna use this pen. It felt like taking 100 steps back, but that's how you have to improve, you know? You have to get out of your comfort zone.
And he practiced a lot with that. And just look how good he got.
Eventually, I started to sort of get the hang of it, and you can get kind of really quickly satisfying result with the high contrast. I really enjoyed so I did some manga panels, and yeah, it feels like I'm looking at a manga. It's really cool. Getting more comfortable.
But then he realized he's just been drawing anime characters this whole time, and he couldn't draw anything else. Objects, environments, full scenes.
But what I should have been doing is draw other things as well. I did find it amazing, like how I could all of a sudden, even though I never practiced drawing a cloud, I could draw a cloud better than I ever could.
And this is where I feel his growth curve took another exponential turn when he expanded his drawing subjects.
Something finally sparked in me where before I was like, okay, I just want to draw for the sake of drawing. I started drawing manga panels. I started drawing perspective, and I wanted to understand these things. Drawing landscapes. This is Nihei.
These environment sketches look so cool.
I think I wanted to learn to draw and actually understand anatomy. Before, it didn't matter to me. It was just a hobby, but now I'm like, I want to actually know, like, how do you draw legs? How do you draw different expressions?
At this point, he realized that although he was drawing just for fun and because he was enjoying the process, but now he genuinely wanted to understand things more and get better and go deeper.
Finally, after 300 days of drawing, I picked up an art book. I should have done this ages ago. I picked up books about perspective because I want to learn and I want to understand this. And I think finally that clicked in me. It went from me just wanting to sketch whatever to, no, I actually want to understand these things so I can draw them better. And I wish I did that sooner. Again, this felt like taking so many steps back because I had no clue how to draw a body. Zero. I had not practiced it.
Art books can be very helpful and I totally recommend them. Here are a few that I absolutely love. I even reviewed some of them on my channel, so go check them out. So now he was getting closer to finishing 1 year of drawing, and this is when crisis hit.
I had sketched so much, and I still, everyone was so amazed by my 101 that I felt like, okay, well, my year one has to be really good, right? Like, but progress isn't a straight line, like.
Yep, progress is not a linear path. It's more like a maze with lots of twists and turns, ups and downs, unlearning and relearning, and it's different for everyone, which is why they shouldn't be compared. Your art journey and progress is unique to you, so do not compare it with that of others.
I think I was being too hard on myself where I was getting close to a year and I'm like, I don't have anything to show for it. I drew a full body one and I'm like comparing it to my 80-day one and I'm like, the 80-day one is still better. Even though it's just like full body, it's still better. So yeah, if you want to improve, you have to kind of go through the pain of sucking again, I guess. It's been so frustrated this entire month. I can do more. I know I can do more. I know I can do better. I really did push myself a lot towards the end here.
Somehow he felt like he hadn't improved as much as he expected to, even though he practiced really hard for almost a year. I guess he really wanted to impress his fans and blow their mind with something amazing that he ideally wanted to achieve at drawing, but he felt he didn't get there yet. So what did he do about it?
And that's when I bought an iPad.
Yes, he bought an iPad Pro, and this is where things get a bit different. Let's not forget, he is a millionaire. He can afford to buy anything he wants. Most art students and beginners can't afford to buy an iPad just like that. And they shouldn't, without properly understanding the art basics first. And I'm so glad he didn't buy the iPad earlier. He sketched a lot on paper and actually improved a lot before getting the iPad. But I still feel it's a bit too soon. But well, you know, he's rich, so.
Super satisfying to draw with a pen on an iPad. I drew this, which I thought was going to be amazing, and I ended up really hating it. I didn't know how to draw hair, so I practiced drawing hair, but it's just like nothing interesting about it. This is just to try it out.
The hair is the least of your worries, boy. The hand, you really gotta work on the hands, bro.
This is gonna be so good. And this is the end result. And I genuinely hate looking at it. It just pisses me off. Even now, I don't want to.
Yeah, it looks muddy, honestly. This is what happens when you don't properly learn to color on paper and start directly doing it digitally. In fact, transitioning from traditional to digital art can be very challenging, even for good experienced artists, because even though the basics remain the same, the methods and technicalities can be very different. The same techniques you apply in traditional medium may not work great in digital. Two very different worlds, and that's something many artists struggle with at first, like here. This looks so muddy, black shadows, soft white highlights.
I felt like I could do more, but I kept drawing and I couldn't. Like, it just came out looking weird and unsatisfying.
I love the line art of this in general.
I drew a full body with perspective, and I thought it came out pretty good. I was okay with this one, but I still felt like I could do more.
Oh, I really love this. The colored version at least, mainly the art style. It's soft and soothing to look at. But then I guess he really kept at it and he finally drew something digitally that he is proud of.
And this is the last thing I drew. I finished it yesterday, and I think I'm finally happy with it. I finally drew clothes that isn't just black, and I actually put some more time into the hair and like making the lines look nice and small little details. I think I'm finally happy with it. I think for a year progress, yeah. Am I allowed to be happy?
And I think it does look quite nice.
It took a lot of pain to get there, you know? Like, let's compare. Day 1, day 365. This is still better. Oh.
And man, what a journey, what a progress. You know the answer by now. Hard work and practice. Persistence, dedication, discipline. P. Diddy. Here's what he has to say finally.
I wanted this whole thing also to be inspiring. I want other people to have this experience as well. People say that anyone can draw, and I truly believe that. And it goes for anything really. Like, it's about practice, constant practice, no matter what. It's not rocket science. You put in the work and you get a result for it, hopefully.
So that's all for now. See you on the next one. Peace.